a kind of gentle gradient. I'm just going to turn this slightly. So I've got this slight curve. Now if I go back to this view and look at this again and have a look at what it looks like. Still a bit fast, so I'm going to go back to it again. And I'm going to make this less steep again. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to drop it down a bit more, and I'm going to make this like that. And then I'm going to take this. This is the right gradient, but I'm maybe going to start the right gradient a bit higher up, maybe at frame 85, just so I get more transition time. And I'll go to keys, insert key tool. I'll put it here, and then make sure it's a spline. And then I'm going to get rid of this. So you see we've got a slightly more gentle curve each time. Yeah, like that. And I'm going to go like this and see what that looks like. Right, and gradually we're getting towards. So now it still looks a bit jumpy, but part of that is also there needs to be a lead in to his change of pace. And by that I mean the character, it's better if he doesn't just start running quickly. Something else needs to happen. So let's have a look. So really what happens is he goes like this, his foot comes here. Now this is the last kind of bit of the, for him to change pace, he needs to kind of spring out a little bit. There needs to be some energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the body down more. So here I go to translate Y. I'm going to take these frames and I'm going to, with the translate tool, if I shift middle mouse, I can scale these downwards. Just so we've got a real compression there on him. So he goes down quite far, maybe even further than that. Maybe I really exaggerate it. So down like that, bum. And then I want him coming up much further, so I'll select these frames, shift middle mouse and scale these up so you've got a bit more of a jump. So you've got this, that. Actually that might be a bit too much. Maybe I'll drop these down a little bit. And then so you've got that, that. And what I'm also going to do is I'm also going to rock him back a bit when he's coming down here. So I'll take this and in the translate X, rotate X, I'm going to have him, let's see what direction he's going to go in. He's going to go backwards. I'm going to pull this down. So as opposed to having it like that, I'm going to pull this down more. So it's going to go that, like pull it down a bit, like this. And then I'm going to have him going further forward. So I'm going to pull the forward motion here. And then I'm going to have more of an extreme backward motion there. And a bit more forward here. So I'm just trying to make it there look like there's a, so is that might be a bit too high, so I'll maybe drop this down. This translate's not working, it's a little bit too much. Just pull it down a bit. And I'll also take this and I'll make this a little bit further. I can move this forward a wee bit, so it's more like that, and then coming down, so the, and this will, yeah. So I'm just playing around with the transitions. And now if I go back to this and look at it perspective view, gradually I should manage to see something that looks, so that walking fast. And you see that just that having that little kind of bounce at the start really kind of helps it. I still think it's a little bit fast. So I'm going to have a look at this one more time, see if there's anything else I can do. Maybe I can pull it down a bit further. So it's a bit more like that. And then this, I'll have that go like that. And maybe drop it. I might even try and extend this out to frame 90, so I've got more frames. So I want this straight line here, but I'm going to go curves, sorry, keys, insert key tool, and I'll put a key here. And then I'll get rid of this one this time because I still feel that I don't have enough of a transition. And I'll make that like this. Okay, now, oops. I'll put another key there. Let's see if I can get this to work. And I'm just going to drop this down slightly. With this, I'm just going to drop it down a little bit. And this, maybe up slightly. Wait a minute. Just this side, that. And that doesn't look very good, so I'll get rid of that. And this, I'm going to have go like this. Okay, so that looks a bit better. Let's have a look at this now. So I can get rid of, I'll use this box a bit later. So anyway, let's check it out. So we've got him going like this, walking a bit faster, and then still feels like a bit of a, still feels a little bit of a pull off. Okay, so well, let's just say this is fine. I mean, the reality is you can noodle with these things until you get them perfect. Now I can notice that the feet are sliding a little bit because I've adjusted the curves on this. So I'm just going to make sure that they're not sliding when he's running. So I'll go back to this again and just correct these. So the first thing, because I've shifted the curves now, so the feet are fine until you see the foot is kind of going back a bit here. So the foot's here, the foot goes back. I'm going to have to bring this foot forward. So because I'm comfortable with the speed is moving at, it's really just the position of the feet. So 76 is fine, 77 needs to come forward a little bit. 78 needs to come forward a little bit. 79, oops. Double click on this and make it world. Needs to come forward a bit. 80, that should be okay. So from that point on, it should be fine. And if I was to get rid of this box now and have a look at this, I'll just get rid of these NURBS curves. It's not perfect. You could do with a bit more work. But I think you can see the principle behind it. Yeah, it's actually I can still see the foot sliding backwards there. So maybe I'll go back to that again on this in this view so I can see it properly. And let's see, so it's there. Yeah, this is a little bit, this maybe it's there. I'm going to put my make another square and just shove it in front of his foot. So, and so it's this here again needs brought forward, and this brought forward. Okay, and that needs brought forward. So that, that. Oh, I've realized I do have my also key on. I was wondering why this wasn't working. That, and that. Okay. So that looks like now. Yeah. It's not perfect, but I think you get the idea. You know, you can blend two cycles together and get something that, you know, if you spend a bit of time in this and you get a nice transition, it can look really good. There were various problems like with this one. I mean, I can see also this foot is sliding. You know, he's leaning backwards slightly. You don't want to have foot slippage if you can avoid it. So yeah, that foot there. I changed the position of this just so I can. So there. I just make sure that this Oops, not there. Not that. This is level with this. And then this is level with this. And this comes forward a bit. And then this bit comes forward a bit here. It's funny how these small things will just make it seem, yeah, just a little bit better. So then you can, yeah,